Do you or someone you know vape? Do you know the health risks? If not, you will know by the end of this. Today I will be arguing about the youth tobacco epidemic and how the federal government should take action. A bill is about to go to the Senate to be passed. It has made its way through the House. It is titled Protecting American Lungs and Reversing the Youth Tobacco Epidemic, and it is sponsored by Frank Pallone Jr. I personally don't vape, but I don't care if anyone does. I did a lot of research on this topic and found the best arguments against this bill. After reviewing the arguments and health risks of both sides, I decided that it is best for most people if this bill passed. There are 3 reasons why this bill should pass. First, the health risks are not presented to consumers correctly. Secondly, this bill will help end the tobacco epidemic. And third, despite the opposition's claim, vapes are not healthier than cigarettes. To begin, I will argue that the health risks are not presented to consumers correctly. This leads me to my first argument. The first reason why the federal government should take action is because the health risks are extremely deadly and consumers are not aware of them. According to Lindsay Conkle, teens that use vapes just for tricks are more prone to health risks than those that don't. Teens are drawn to using vapes because of the tricks they see others do. These tricks are seen as very cool, and the mods attached to the vapes for the tricks to work contain more formaldehyde. The more formaldehyde that is present, the more risks for cancer are present as well. The protective layer lining the nose, mouth, and lungs deteriorates with heavy use of vapes. The cells of these areas become inflamed as a result to exposure of these harmful chemicals. The tissues under the protective layer are very sensitive and they can be damaged easily. The solution would be that with more regulations on products like mods, they will be less harmful. If people cannot buy these products as easily, people will be healthier. With people being healthier in regards to vapes, overall health will also increase. Regulating vapes and other related products will make people healthier, and decreased use of vapes among teens will help the sensitive tissues that protect their lungs regenerate. In addition, the regulation of vaping products will help end the tobacco epidemic, which leads me to my next argument. The second reason why the federal government should take action is because it will help end the youth tobacco epidemic. The amount of youth and teens currently using vapes is staggering. According to Sean McMinn, about 5 million teens use vapes, and about 1 million of them use them daily. With that amount of teens using vapes, they are extremely prone to more illnesses. Despite the current regulations, which are 18 to 21 years old to purchase a vape, and banned flavors, the amount of teens vaping continues to rise. Most high schoolers and those of the ages from mid to late teens claim that they use vapes daily. A study was done by the FDA in the spring of 2019. Those that used vapes daily did not care which brand they used or whether or not it had flavor. So it seemed that the current regulations in place had no effect. More regulations for vaping companies will help prevent teens from purchasing these products. With the new policy being discussed, vape companies like Juul will have more strict rules about buying their products. If teens cannot gain easy access to these products, their use will decrease. Decreased use will lead to healthier teens and decrease their dependence on tobacco products. By adopting this policy, the tobacco epidemic will be less serious among teens and young adults that use vapes. With the health of teens at the forefront of this policy, many want this policy to pass. However, there is still opposition. The strongest argument against this policy is that vapes are healthier than cigarettes. This leads me to my final argument. I will be using 3 types of refutation. First, I will expose inconsistencies. Second, I will turn the tables. And third, I will use minimization. First, I will expose the inconsistencies. Based on the research that I have done, one article stated that vaping cannot be addictive because of the flavors. This was according to Richmond Hill. However, another article stated that if someone were addicted to cigarettes and they started vaping, they were automatically addicted to vape. That was according to Alan Cohn. These two articles contradict each other, so they are simply not true. Although these two articles were written by two different people, they contradict each other, so they are untrustworthy. Next, I will turn the tables. It is common knowledge that smoking cigarettes causes diseases like COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, among other things. Cigarettes are also known to coat the lungs with tar and other harmful substances. The cilia in the lungs cannot function properly, causing the person smoking to have massive breathing problems. However, months or even weeks after a person stops smoking, the person smoking, their lungs can regenerate some of what is lost, according to Gianna Briner. Vaping, on the other hand, is known to cause obliterative bronchiolitis, also known as popcorn lung. This happens when the airways of the lungs become so constricted that no exchange of air can happen, according to Charles Davis. This disorder is irreversible, so if someone vapes and they quit smoking after they have been diagnosed with popcorn lung, they still have it. Their lungs will not regenerate. Popcorn lung is caused by inhaling the following chemicals: formaldehyde, heavy metals and their oxides, and diacetyl, just to name a few. All of these harmful chemicals are found in vapes. Lastly, I will use minimization. Many teens that vape started with vaping, not cigarettes. Many people claim that vaping is a good alternative to smoking. However, the teens that were studied by the FDA started with vaping, not smoking. This means that vapes, in general, are addictive. And while it might be a better alternative to smoking, teens are more drawn to vaping before smoking cigarettes. Vaping is not healthier than cigarettes. It is just as dangerous, with the dangers of popcorn lung and irreversible lung disease. To wrap things up, I argued about 3 reasons why the federal government should take action and regulate vape products. First, the health risks related to vaping are far too dangerous to overlook, and the consumers are not made aware of them. Second, it will help end the tobacco epidemic. And third, despite the opposition's claim, vaping is not healthier than cigarettes. It is just as dangerous. For the safety of all teenage lungs, this policy needs to pass in order to keep teenage lungs very healthy.